Welcome to This Week in Showdown. And you can't hear that too much, Jeff, but that is the great intro music that we have stolen off the YouTube.
Your voice there, I just do that all the time. Like, just have that be your voice.
Well, I feel like I could really go with the announcer voice. Sometimes my daughter does request that we do like game show announcers, and like, what is the next question? So
right.
I could do it. I have a radio voice if I wanted.
For sure. And I could tap into my Drew Carey, who, by the way, super side note, not This Week in Showdown. This is This Week in Price is Right. Saw Drew Carey. He has a huge beard now, a huge white beard.
I have not seen that.
Dude, go check it out. It blew my mind, and he looks great.
He went to Kent State.
Really, dude, Drew Carey rips.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Rules. So, anyway, had to
say
that, but...
We decided to do This Week in Showdown. I always used to watch This Week in Baseball, TWIB. So this will be TWIS. Back in the day, and I know Colby tried to do this a little bit last year, and I know with the bot it makes everything a lot easier this year, so I thought this would be a great thing to do, and I'd like to do this probably once or twice a month, just to kind of have fun with a few cards that we've seen. This might be the longest one just because I have a bunch of cards that are ridiculous. Everything's going to be ridiculous here. Speaking of that bot, shout out to MLB Showdown Bot on Twitter. Matt made this bot. If you haven't seen the podcast, link in the below to the podcast with Jeff, who's on the call today. And
it's a great interview.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
It's worth the time.
Yes,
it's great,
especially if you're into data and statistics. So you can use the Showdown. The links are right there on the screen, and you find them on Twitter or go check out the showdownbot.com. We use that for all the cards today because again, it's quick, easy, fantastic. Matt was gracious enough to lend me some of the stuff so I could do this. And so if anything's really crazy, it's obviously it's MLB Showdown Bot's fault, not me. And
it's not even it's their fault for being so unholy good at the beginning of the season.
And that's what's so fun. Obviously, it won't be till the end of the season until everything makes sense. But it is fun to everyone likes to do this. Oh, he's on pace for 160, 2 home runs when he hits the first one of the series. But
Bob, what about 60 games into the season? That's a full season.
Yeah, that's 20. That's 2020.
That's 2020, baby. Do you think any of us are going to look at the 60 game mark of a season? Like, I almost feel like we could have a 2020 season set within a set.
Well, what's going to happen this year is when they hit that season mark, they're going to be like, where did they compare to 2020 at that same mark? That's going to for sure happen.
Oh, that's going to happen for a long time. I think it's going to take a while for people to not forget what 2020 season was. Mm-hmm. Like, forget the stats maybe, but not the setup. So anyway.
Oh, absolutely. So, so this show is brought to you by MLB Showdown Bot on Twitter. So speaking of MLB Showdown Bot, he on Twitter is an excellent follow. He's always posting cards, and we post cards with him all the time. Great guy. He saw Doug Glanville post the other day, and he posted his 1997 card created by the bot at him. He then commented on it, and then lo and behold, a couple days later, it's on ESPN.
Right. So Glanville hits him. We basically figured out that Doug Glanville not only knows Showdown, but is kind of a fan of Showdown.
I think so.
He on Twitter was talking about the card as if everybody understood what it meant. And yeah, then all of a sudden we're all seeing a screenshot or just a picture of a TV screen that has not even he has actual cards in the Showdown sets. It's not that card. It's not the Wizard of the Coast card. It is Matt Gula's Showdown Bot card showing up on ESPN that I think they considered to be an actual real Showdown card, which is such a testament to what Matt has created here, because my God, it basically does look like that. But if you haven't seen the clip, it's kind of tough to find, but maybe we'll throw it up somewhere if we can. I know that's super illegal probably.
You'll find it.
Yeah,
follow
just
Matt,
find it somewhere.
Follow Matt on Twitter and you'll find it on his Twitter.
He tweeted, but
the reason he talked about it was because baseball these days is all strikeout, walk, homer, like the true outcomes, right? And he was saying that Matt posted this card to him saying, look, here's Doug in this year, no true outcomes, which is wild, but exciting because that's what's cool about baseball. So that's what they were sort of going at. But yeah, great card. Solid 7 for 140. Can't go wrong. And great picture.
Right. Huge position flexibility there. That is Most people probably slotting him in center field +2, but
Oh yeah.
dude, 1 to 3 out, I don't miss that. 4 to 15 single, give me that. Like on base
Oh, yeah.
7, I'm in. Like 140, I'm in.
He obviously spent a little bit of time with this card because he put the white shadowing behind it. For the cards you're about to see, I used the bot for. I just did a quick paste because, well, content, it needs to be out there. So we'll go first in then. But anyway, great news for Showdown just being in general that this was posted. So we did want to have This Week in Showdown without anything crazy happening in the Showdown world. Next up, we have Ryan McCann. Ridiculous Ryan McCann. Again, everything's gonna be ridiculous today.
Yeah, no, all the cards we're gonna. It's like all the conversations we've had in the past about like I don't know if I would use this guy. Like, am I gonna draft him? Throw that shit in the trash.
Yeah.
Like we're just gonna talk about like they're unbelievable. I hope I get him in a blind draft. I don't know. Like
so in the first week of the season, 6 games. There's only 3 guys with 4 home runs. Ryan McCann's one of them. He hit 3 in one game. That's sort of what sparked it because he hasn't been that good overall, but. Yeah, so his 1 week showdown card is a 10 on base. That's 11 through 20 home run. Like, ridiculous. So
double it 7.
Yeah.
Limited single range. You know?
And I actually thought what was cool about these cards is how ridiculous the charts are. Not even because of, like, obviously it's 11 through 20, but some of them, as we'll see later, you'll see get real wild. So, again, as people are noticing, why is that dash line there? No one has enough field positioning to get a position yet, so that's why everything comes in as, like, a quote-unquote DH.
Bob, I'm going to ask this just now because this is basically going to cover your answer to this is going to cover most of the cards we're about to cover. But we have, let's say he does have a position. Let's say his defense is even okay at best. You have a 5,000 point team. Is there any chance in hell you're ever taking this?
No.
No?
No.
Like, absolutely. Basically, none of these, probably none of the players we're going to see.
I don't even know who you would draft afterwards.
He can't be another 1,000-point player.
Well, I saw a guy draft the 990 point Barry Bonds card, and he did terrible because the rest of his team was garbage. I mean, that wasn't garbage.
And he got intentionally walked.
Yeah, he just got intentionally walked. So
right.
All right. Next up, Yerman Mercedes. He actually just hit a home run today, so he has 2 home runs in the season. So he's even better than this is showing, which is just obviously ridiculous already as a card. So. This one actually is probably, I think, more usable than the last one at 880.
Yeah, dude.
With no outs. I
might spend 880 on this. Not joking.
So he starts off the season 8 for 8. So great for baseball. And here he is, getting an 880 point card, which is just absolutely fun and exciting. And obviously White Sox gotta be happy. But look at this stupid chart. Ridiculous.
That's just my favorite.
And it's gonna be even better tomorrow when you look at his next day, because again he hit a home run tonight as we're recording this. So fantastic as a 12, because again, just absolutely ridiculous. I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I can bring it up here, because I think he's one of the WAR leaders. Yes, so he's batting 565 with an on base of 583, and he has 24 plate appearances. I forget. I didn't break it down. I was going to say how many of those were actually walks or strikeouts is like nothing. So that's what's so crazy.
Dude, this is so great because like we always talk about, and like this is why it's so fascinating to almost go through this exercise, just because like we talk about how our showdown leagues are so weird, and then we talk about how the stats just are so insane, and some player who's doing great shouldn't, and some player who's doing not great should be doing great. It's like, and I feel like this is like almost like an equal way to do that in like real baseball terms. Like,
oh, yeah.
I feel like I almost want to see how many average plate appearances we have in like our usual leagues, and then go run them for like in actual baseball for some players to see what their cards would actually turn out at that moment.
Yeah, it's crazy. And these, again, all these cards are going to be crazy, but he also he hit one 485 feet today. Just fucking monster bomb.
Oh my god. So
next up, former Indian, obviously sad face here. Another guy with 4 home runs. Batting leadoff is Tyler Naquin.
This card is so maddening. Like one, because like it's not usable. But 2, because like there was some meme going around on Cleveland baseball Twitter that showed an article of that's saying like what are the Indians going to do at center field, and then showed an article of Tyler Naquin hitting 2 home runs in one game.
Yep.
And it's like, what, like the only way, like, I'm not going to rant on this because I've already done it today in actuality. The only way the Indians could ever be probably above, average at this point is if some player that's, just comes out of nowhere and just becomes superhuman. And like, it looks like Tyler Naquin did it and he's not on the Indians anymore. So anyway,
so
who knows?
So he has 4 home runs this year. He's a leadoff hitter, and he is actually second in the league with 13 RBIs.
Oh my God. He had a 7 RBI game.
6 games, he's got 13 RBIs. Ridiculous.
Oh my God.
And this card's actually terrible, though. I would not want to spend $9.40 for a guy that like walks so much, but
no, I wouldn't either.
Anyway, next up, this card I think you're gonna absolutely love. This is Chris Taylor. So he's a 12, but he's only 360 points.
Oh, he gets this card in a season. This might be number 1 pick.
Oh yeah,
this actually
phenomenal.
This is first pick. I'm saying even as a DH, let's take it for just at face value.
Yeah.
Like, as a DH, this is number 1 pick in every league we ever do if he's in the pool.
So he's got a 591 on base. No homers. He's barely doing anything, but he keeps walking. So
dude,
he's got a huge walk range.
Bat him 1. I don't care who bat him. I don't care who else you have that might be more than 360. Bat Chris Taylor 1.
Absolutely ridiculous.
My favorite.
When I saw this,
is my favorite.
Yes, I thought you're gonna be yours favorite for sure.
Oh, it's my favorite. I almost I'm not joking. I'm probably gonna save these cards and like just print them out for me. And like, you think I'm not gonna sneak these into one of our blind drafts? Like, I can't wait.
Go. That would be wild because I'm sure like, what is this? My DH? Oh yeah, this is a week 1 Chris Taylor 21. So
we should have a week 1 series.
Gosh. Oh my
Holy
gosh.
smokes.
We could save all the this week in Showdown cards and put him in. It'd be kind of wild. It'd be kind of wild.
Well, and you and I were talking before when we were kind of conceptualizing this. Like, I almost feel like we have to and you'll hit on a little bit, but we'll see it more in time. But like, I almost want to see the guys who are like actually supposed to be good that are just playing horrifically. I want to see like a 10-point Mike Trout, which is not true because he's actually going crazy still. So,
and he just hit a home run again today, I think.
Yeah, he's just the man. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
Next up, JD Martinez, who's also been killing it. He has 11 RBIs on the season. He's on a tear. I think he had a couple games in a row where he had multiple hits. This is an interesting card as a 12 because the chart's actually like very like Showdown-esque.
Normal.
It's like a normal chart.
With the exception of the double.
The ridiculous double range.
Right. Which it's, oh man, this is like, yeah, not for 9-10. Well, maybe for 9. I don't know.
I'm not spending money on any of these cards, but it is funny to look at.
Right.
So he's got 7 doubles already in 6 games. That's ridiculous. Yeah, actually, that's live, so that might 6 games. I think that's 6 games. I don't know if it's counted today, which it might have. So it might be 7 games, but yeah, ridiculous. He's on a tear. He's looking great. So he gets this crazy fucking card.
Right.
Next up, flex on him, Nick Castellanos.
Hey, quick question: where's the role for getting suspended for 2 games unnecessarily?
You would have to.
Is it on here?
Well, you would have to do that. You're the commish.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, no, sorry. I'll take it back to the league office.
Yeah. So sorry, everyone. This card's blurry, but this is the best picture I could find where it's a straight on shot of him flexing because you have to flex on him.
I already told Matt. I'm like, dude. Like Matt, our card creator, Matt, I was like, go find a high res. That's the picture.
Yes.
That's the Nick Castellanos picture for our 2021 set. Like, it's not even in question.
Oh yeah. And ridiculous that he gets suspended, but I actually passed him in almost all my fantasy drafts because I actually don't think he's that good, and he's killing it. He's the number 1 player in WAR right now. He's got 4 homers. He has 9 runs in 6 games and 7 RBIs, and I mean 9 runs is incredible, especially for a guy who's not like this kind of speed demon guy. So it is pretty cool to see this like weird chart with the triples and the monster home run range. Again, 1170 says it all. I mean, he's the guy leading the league. Right. So,
and I've had a blast. I don't know how if you feel the same, but like I don't really have any allegiances towards any NL teams particularly, and I've like started like especially like this year and last year a little bit like the Reds are freaking fun. And there are some great fun players on that team. And like, don't usually root for other Ohio teams. And there's not really many examples of that. Like,
but they're good.
Man, they're good. And I would love to see them. Like, I hope this year I'm going to drive down to Cincy.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Have you ever been to that stadium? It's a beautiful stadium.
I've walked around it, but I haven't been inside.
Beautiful
So,
stadium. So he has one triple this year. That's what got him that triple on his chart.
dude, hell
So
yeah.
great card. Next up, Kettle Marte. He's number 2, and actually I think he just went on the IL. He just got hurt on a hamstring
Sweet.
injury, so I'm hoping he's okay. But it sounds like he's going on the IL for a little bit. But he gets the 900.12. Again, ridiculous double range, but a Showdown-esque stat, chart.
Yeah, it's like I guess again, I'm like trying to think of these cards. Like, is this like within confines of like following like what I mean? Really, with Matt's formulas, which are really really good. Yeah, this is what his 2001 card would be with based on his stats. And I think like, man, yeah, 900 points is tough. That's why it's like
The cards are all
that,
ridiculous. They're all going to be ridiculous for
know.
at least the first month or two.
There are some cards though we're going to get to.
Yes.
That I think are actually, like Chris Taylor, are draftable.
Yeah. Absolutely. So next up, we're going to finally switch over to the pitchers. And first on the list is Garrett Cole. These aren't in any order. Garrett Cole is not the best pitcher, but he was one of the top pitchers according to quote-unquote WAR on Fangraphs. That's how I grabbed it. He has like a ridiculous like 15K per 9 ratio. So again, the only thing I hate about the 2001 card thing, or the card thing for that Matt did for the Showdown Bot, is the strikeouts are the second stat. And I love hate that.
I know. I like, there was a part of me I was like, oh man, but then like also like I love the consistency. Like Wizards of the Coast.
No, it's right.
We consider the Bible, right? That is our Bible, like the Bible for everybody, unquestionably. And that's what it is.
It's right.
That's
it's right.
It's correct. It's accurate. And man, it's like I know that now I've been helping keep score in our 2020 league, and now the fact that one is back to being a strikeout, I'm getting all like turned around and scored the Showdown whiplash. So
now, great. I found the ugliest picture I could find of Garrett Cole here, but
oh, for sure,
the ridiculous strike range. But what were you saying?
Do you if this card is in our 2020 draft, let's say this replaces his Cole,
I would draft this card 100 times. This card's amazing.
Is this your first round pick?
Well, there's some other cards I think just knowing what's coming might tweak out this card, but look at how ridiculous this fucking chart is. So he's a 517, so that's Pedro. He doesn't give up a fly ball, a walk. I mean, the walk thing sucks. The 3 singles actually kind of hurts.
Yeah, it does.
But it's wild. It's a wild.
But if it's
card.
only 3, if it's limited to 3 singles, then the worst thing that can happen
only
is
620.
an actual
I mean,
single.
what was it? Pedro's like what 720? What's his?
He's 7. I think he's 700.
700. So yeah, geez Louise, for 80 less points, it's an actual card. It's pretty crazy.
If I was going pitcher heavy, I think I'd just do it. I think I'd just pull the trigger and say, "Let's go. Let's figure this out."
Absolutely.
So
He's
no one's sack bunting on you with a 1 to 5 pop up range. So
that's funny.
No one's doing that.
That's super funny. So then next up we have Tyler Glass. Now this was the best card so far in the set in terms of WAR. 890 points, ridiculous. So he's a 6 control 6 IP. 1 through 17 out with a 5 through 12 strikeout range.
Yeah, he's Bob Gibson.
Yeah, he's Bob Gibson.
Except Bob Gibson had an actual full season, so
which is a testament for how amazing, and that's why I love Bob Gibson. He is my favorite pitcher of all time. He's phenomenal, and scary as fuck. But yeah, so he's got 11.25 strikeouts per inning. He's got a .75 ERA. He's just ridiculous right now. Absolutely unhittable, which always has sort of been the case. He's always been ridiculous. This is an incredible card. We had that crazy card of his where he only pitched when he got hurt that one season. We had that weird 4 IP card in 2019, I think it was. And
he was on my team. He was great.
And so like this is like, man, what could he be this guy? Like he could be something ridiculous. I hope he turns out to be like the Shane Bieber, Trevor Bauer of the 2020 set. Obviously he's not going to keep this pace up, but man, it's sweet.
I think it's completely plausible, truthfully.
Yeah.
I think he's been on that precipice for a couple of years now, basically.
Yeah, I think he's a Cy Young candidate unless he gets hurt. He's a very powerful pitcher. Next up, Clayton Kershaw, another regular card. Now he was ranked 3rd in WAR, but my guess is because they rank like wins and stuff like that. I mean, he's got a super low walk rate, but he didn't do so well in his first 2 starts. Just okay at best, at 4.26 ERA, but got a huge single range here, 6.6 IP, but 460, it's not bad.
I think for for 460, control 6, IP6 instantly gets drafted.
Oh,
I don't care what his chart. I don't, as long as his chart's not 16 to 20 home run. I think
Yeah.
he's getting drafted. Truthfully.
Yeah. So another great card again. Nothing too big there, but Jose Barros did amazing. He only pitched one game so far, so this is only one game card. I think his second start's either coming up today or tomorrow or something. He has an 18K per 9 right now. So he pitched 6 innings, and I forget how much that would be, but
so do you here really quick? Him and Glasnow are the same amount of points. So again, let's assume no points world. Which card do you
want
take?
him. I want this guy.
Yeah, I think so. I think the 2 singles is more valuable than the 1 walk, 1 double.
He had 8 strikeouts in that game and pitched 6 innings. And no, that's today's game. Oh, he gave up a home run today. Oh
3
man,
to 16 strikeout is just
he had 12 strikeouts in 6 innings.
Woo.
Yeah, so ridiculous card. And then this is gonna definitely change because he just pitched today. He gave up 2 earned runs, a home run, had a couple walks. But he had 8 more strikeouts and 5 2/3. So he's probably gonna have a ridiculous card. I don't think is the Glasnow type. I think he just had a really good game.
Oh, yeah.
But it's super
solid,
fun.
though.
It's super fun to have him. But I would take this over Glasnow. And the last card is the guy he pitched against that game was Freddie Peralta, who is another wild card. Like, look at this weird fucking chart. 5 controller only pitches 4 innings, but no singles, no doubles, no home runs. Has this weird walk range. Don't know what happened to the 20. We can blame.
Yeah, no, we can
blame Showdown Bot about that.
Yeah, we got a 20 is whatever you want it to be. It's a wild card. I'm actually Matt probably wants to know that, so we'll probably send it to him. But
Matt, there's an error.
Yeah, the bug. But no, it's a man. I know the 4 IP is just not the greatest, but let's assume that 20 is a single. Yeah, no, I think even for 500, I think he makes a team.
He also had an 18 strikeouts per 9 ratio. And they pitched against each other, and they both had shutouts, which was so wild. But he didn't go as he went 7 innings that game, which is also so weird that they gave him. Oh, he has 2 starts now. That's why they cut him in half. He has 7 IPs pitched total, so he must have been taken out or put in relief for 1 game. But either way,
let me ask you this really quick.
It's pretty
this
cool.
is kind of a fun exercise, really quick. This season, end of 2021 season, it's over, right? We're gonna we're gonna make the set, put them in our formulas. 2 questions. 1, what do you think the highest point card is? And 2, do you think it's a pitcher or a batter?
I think it's gonna be a pitcher. I think it's gonna be around 700 points, just like the last set.
700 points.
I think it's gonna be like 660 to 700 points. And I think it's gonna be a pitcher, and I think it's gonna be someone that just absolutely dominates the rest of the season. It could be another Shane Bieber. I mean, Shane Bieber is doing well too. He had that 1 rough game.
His stats are good. It's just his team doesn't back him up.
No, correct. I mean, he's got 12 innings pitched. He's got a 3.6 ERA. It just depends. I think a Glasnow could really shut a season down. I have no idea. I think we're going to have another 650, 660 point guy. I think it could get as high as 700. I don't think he'll break 700.
Yeah, I feel 650 point pitcher. Yeah. That's what I was feeling. So
unless some batter goes absolutely fucking haywire, I don't see it being a batter.
No,
I mean, Mike Trout could always do it. I mean, he always physically can do it, but
you don't think we're gonna get a 620 point Tyler Naquin card?
No,
at the end of the season, Bob.
Not Tyler Naquin. But if that fucking happens, I'll be really pissed off. If he has a 620 point card after we trade him, I'll be really pissed off. I'm
trying to figure out what the version of Cleveland as a city rioting when Tyler Naquin is the greatest player in MLB history. I think Progressive Field gets just burned to the ground, or something. Probably. Don't mark me. Yes. CIA or FBI. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think it'll be pitcher. Mid 600s, maybe if it's higher, I would love to have a 700 point pitcher.
Absolutely. All right, well that wraps it up for this week in Showdown. Any last words, Mr. Jeff?
No, you gotta finish on your game show voice.
Oh,
if we're gonna do this.
Okay, everyone, that's a wrap for this week in Showdown. See you next time.